Wake up, sleepyhead. Bedtime's over. What happened? Do you know where you are? Who you are? Do you remember anything? Please. What next? You can ask me about my name and role on this mission? Of course I remember. I mean, up to a point. Oh, shit. Oh, my chest. Careful. You took a heavy blow there. Yeah, I remember the technician, but why? Did he attack me? Yes. Apparently, some of us were unable to come to terms with your decisions. Looks like they'd been planning this for some time. Repairing the tour vehicle while you weren't watching. Filling it up with stolen supplies. And then, when the time came, the technician just knocked you down. And they took off into the desert.
Ich schätze aber mal, dass man das nicht verhindern kann, egal für was man sich entscheidet, ne?
Took off with our supplies, and you just stood and watched? No, I was busy fighting for your life. That blow caught you off balance. You fell and punctured your helmet. You were suffocating. Luckily, we had some Madrigal in the med bay. Well, at least I thought that would work. But after the injection, you just turned blue and started shaking all over. Of course I did. I'm allergic to Adrical. Yes, well, I know that now. I'll probably need to get tested too when I'm back on Earth. Wait. How did you find out? From someone who knows you best. I called Lena. Of course, it would have been much quicker if the botanist had told me. But I guess he was too busy despairing about our situation in his cabin. You talked to Lena? Yes. Fortunately, all of this happened before we got lost and communications died. We're lost? The navigation system's down. The storm is everywhere. We've been circling blindly for days. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but frankly, the base is close to breaking down. The storm's been putting it under a lot of pressure, and supplies are at a critical level. It's been quite intense. Is there no good news at all? I mean, we're closer to the finish line, right? We just need to figure out how to get out of the storm. Sure, easy as that. Just so you know, we have been trying. With all the time we've lost, I'd say we're one mistake away from failing the mission and getting stuck here for good. We need to stop drifting aimlessly, pick a direction, and this time, it needs to be a flawless choice. Flawless. I'm glad you see the problem. Okay, so what do we do? I was hoping things would change when you woke up, but I suppose it's gonna take more than that. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'm not superhuman, you know. How am I supposed to suddenly know what to do? Well, superhuman or not, you're still gonna have to bite the bullet. Bullet? What bullet? What are you talking about? I didn't want to stress you immediately after you woke up, but there is something you should hear. Some messages in the comms room from before we lost contact with Earth. Okay, what's in them? What are you not telling me? Just listen for yourself.
Das ist so ein richtig gute Laune-Spiel, so richtig optimistisch einfach. Agatha.
This is a message for Jan Dolsky, corporate ID 4672B. My name is Agatha Wilson. and I am the Chief Operating Officer at Ally Corp, your employer. I have received some very unfortunate news about your mission. I do hope you realize it is vital that we speak without delay, so as to clear up any possible misunderstandings. Otherwise, the board will have to qualify your actions as purposefully subversive. I cannot keep them hoping it is not the case for much longer. Please don't let me down, and get back to me immediately.
What the fuck, Jan? What the fuck? They know everything. The board. But I thought we were... I thought we had each other's backs. That is some deep, deep shit you got Maxwell into. Do you even realize what you've done? Stabbing him in the back like that? Without any warning after everything he's done for you? And me? This is my last call. They've decided to cut me off. I won't be able to talk to anyone, do anything. Not until someone comes for me. All I do is sit here in this tin can and wait. Well done, bro. You know, I thought you'd have the guts to face me, but no. At least, I hope at least, you don't fuck things up with Rubidium. And that you bring enough for those bastards to share with others. But maybe I'm naive to think you care about such things.
So apparently you're unconscious, but I'm still gonna record this message. I just had the most surreal conversation of my life with your alter, which is how he introduced himself. I went down to the medical staff, and that's when they told me about the readings from your implant. Or should I say, implants? What the fuck, Jan? Multiple patients with the same DNA. Have you completely lost your mind out there? Did you think no one would find out? Well, the board knows. My boss, Agatha, knows. And she took it straight to Maxwell. Boy, is he fucked. Him and that assistant of his. What the hell were you thinking listening to him? Letting him drag you into some corrupt experiment. Even if it was your only option, how could you not tell me? You lied to me. And here I was thinking... I was such an idiot to trust you.
Find me when you're done
Ja.
with those calls.
Ich würde sagen, ich habe die bestmöglichen Entscheidungen getroffen, das ganze Spiel über. Ich wüsste echt gerne, ob das auch ein richtig gutes Ende geben kann, wenn ich mich anders entschieden hätte.
Looks like the mess is bigger than I thought. Yes, we've waited long enough for you to come to, but we need decisions fast. What's the plan? I know you're relying on me, but I just don't know. Seems I keep failing everybody. I have no idea what to do. I never thought I'd say it, but I miss the technician. He knew that navigation system inside out. He kept challenging me. I failed him, and you're paying the price. Now's not the time for regrets, Jan. We need to set a direction for the base, and it needs to be right. We can't afford another day of drifting aimlessly in this storm. This is not a joke, Jan. Everything depends on you. The mission, Rubidium, our lives. You've decided to trust the corporation. We implanted their tech in our heads, losing a part of the team in the process. I'd hate to know it was all for nothing. Decided. I don't feel as if I've decided anything, really. There was so much pressure on me, and neither solution seemed like a good one. I really believed in what I was doing. I'm sorry. I wish I could have done better. As your captain. No need to blame yourself. Apparently there was no way for you to ever become one. What do you mean? Just take a look at the branchings available in the QC. You can find all sorts of walks of life that you could have taken, but a captain? No, it was never possible. None of us were cut out for that role. You're right. It's kind of liberating, knowing that there was simply no way to be good at this. Oh, well, this actually got me thinking about something. What? That code we got from Maxwell to upgrade the QC. His old experiment. He and Lucas used the mind records in a completely different way to manipulate the consciousness of an existing person. You're not really thinking we should try and repeat that? Oh, I agree it could be dangerous, but well, you said it yourself. There might not be another way. Fine. I'll do it. What's the plan? It's hard to call it a plan. Just go into the womb, I'll plug you in, load Maxwell's code, and improvise. Testing on production? Doesn't sound like your standards.
Ja, das ist halt jetzt wirklich... Das Gameplay ist ein bisschen zu monoton, um langfristig reden zu können. Also ich tue mich ja jetzt heute auch super schwer, überhaupt noch was zu sagen. Ach ja. Keine Sorge, ich habe genug andere Spiele in der Pipeline, die glaube ich, besser geeignet sind. Wobei ich sagen muss, ein Spiel will ich unbedingt spielen, aber da kann ich wahrscheinlich selber auch wenig reden, weil zu storylastig und dann würde man die ganze Zeit reinreden, so. Aber das kriegen wir schon hin. Gebärmutter. Ich habe Fragen. Was? Warte mal. Okay, der Arzt ist das. Ich war kurz verwirrt. Deswegen will ich ja auch langsam fertig werden mit The Alters, weil die Luft ist so raus. Für Stream.
Alright, I'm activating the procedure. Any last words?
Yeah, is it okay to have second thoughts about it? Oh, right. My God.
Was jetzt?
Is it over? Hello? Anybody here? Base has stopped. I should check outside. still in the storm. What the hell?
Zwischenakt. Okay.
Hey, someone's there. Wait. Am I losing my mind? Damn it. What was that? Hey, is that a baby? What's going on here? I recognize this. You're no good. You hear that? No good!
Ich habe eine kleine Theorie. Keine Ahnung, ob die wahr ist, aber was wäre, wenn dieser Planet hier eine zukünftige Version der Erde ist, in der die Menschheit dieses Rapidium entdeckt haben? Also in dem wir erfolgreich sind mit unserer Mission quasi.
Mom. No matter what I do, you're gone.
Maybe you should have run faster.
What the hell? Who are you? What are you doing here?
I am you, Jan. Just different.
Is this a dream?
No, Jan. You just woke up, remember?
But where am I? Still in the base or somewhere else?
You're right here. Where else would you be? The better question is, why are you here?
I just wanted to find a way out. I thought that maybe if I changed...
Changed? You can't just start being someone else all of a sudden. Didn't Pops teach you that?
I'm not my father.
Maybe not. But aren't you doing what he did all his life? Waiting for a miracle to happen and change everything.
That's not true. I wasn't waiting for anything. I took matters into my own hands.
Do you really believe that? That you're the architect of your own fate? What if deciding, making choices was never anything more than just an illusion? It's crossed your mind, hasn't it? Does it really matter what I do, where I go, what I say? Am I the captain of my ship? Or does it take its own course regardless of what I do?
My choices are real. My alters are proof of that. Hey,
Why are you
why are
doing
you
that?
doing that? Cut it out. Cut it out.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. But you haven't been listening carefully. I told you. I'm you. It breaks my heart to see you so absorbed in that whole what if business. Using your alters to revisit problems you couldn't solve. You've been very busy. But still, instead of moving forward, you end up here, stuck in your past. How is that?
I know now that I could have been there for her. If I had taken a different path.
She's gone, Jan. She always was. There was never anything you could have done.
Where's he gone? Oh, this is crazy.
Was zum Teufel passiert hier, ey?
Is that you?
It's a mistake. Why didn't you fight for us? We weren't meant for each other. I tried.
What is going on with me?
It's over.
Don't go. Wait.
I guess you two just weren't meant to be together.
You again? Come here to make fun of my failures.
Not my fault you're caught up in their loop. In that big round base of yours.
I'm moving forward.
Yes. To stop short on the wrong side of a precipice. Can't you see that you never were good enough for her? Her parents were mad at her when she dumped that law student for you. The unemployed miner son with no prospects. And you wanted to impress them with what? A house with a garden, a steady job, and a corporation? Is that why you were so afraid of losing that house and going abroad with her? Because you knew her
Willkommen
parents
zurück.
wouldn't respect you? Just look at your alters. Don't you think any one of them would impress her more than the average boring Yandolski?
Maybe.
Wieder beides Scheißantworten.
Too bad they don't exist. They never had to face real problems, real life. I did.
Did you? Can you even tell what's real? How many times did you wonder that maybe you're not the original Jan? That there had to be someone else. A version of you who actually deserved to live, to be loved. Because he always knew what to do, because he never made mistakes. Maybe that way he was worthy of his father's love.
What a ridiculous thought.
No more ridiculous than the other thoughts you've had about yourself. I'm
Ich nehme
just
mal an
saying
Nuggets.
what you're thinking.
Gönn dir. Ich müsste mir eigentlich auch was zu essen holen gerade.
Hey! Please, don't go! What the fuck? No!
Was ist dieser Zwischenakt?
Where are you going?
Das ist ja super weird. Ich find's voll cool, aber das passt nicht zu dem, was vorher alles passiert ist.
Hey, you.
You can do it. You can do it.
Cut out to be a leader.
Don't quit now.
I'm suffocating.
Run faster!
Help me! I'm suffocating. I need air. Help! I'm suffocating. Help me! Help!
Help me! Help! God! God, please! Help! Help me! Help! God!
Also du isst gerade eine Pizza und ich soll jetzt an deiner komplett falschen Rechtschreibung irgendwie rauslesen, was das für eine ist. Verstehe ich das richtig? Aber ich bin gerade zu dumm, darauf zu kommen, was du meinst. Was ist denn auf der Pizza drauf?
Help! Help me! This is your captain! Open the door! Please!
Ich meine, du hast gerade Budget geschrieben quasi. Also Billigpizza quasi.
Sorry, Captain. I can't help you. I'm sorry.
They were dead before you got to them.
Maybe.
Why did I survive and not any one of them?
Someone had to.
All this time and I still don't understand what happened.
I'm sure you have some smart theories up your sleeve. Go ahead.
Du meinst Baguette?
Maybe Maxwell did it. He's got more control over these missions than anybody.
And why would he kill everybody but you?
Maybe he knew there was rubidium here. He wanted someone to get stranded with it. To have no choice but to make their altars. And I was the best choice because he thought it would be easiest to manipulate a simple builder.
Really? You believe that? You see, I think that deep down, you know what happened. The answers were always there, in front of you. But instead of piecing them together, you preferred to look away.
What answers? What are you talking about?
You know there was an oxygen leak during the landing. You got that information. And you also know what the quantum computer is, how it operates, what its main purpose is.
To optimize decisions.
That's right. Its role is to ensure the success of the mission no matter what. And it looks like in the face of an emergency, it had to do just that. There was only enough oxygen for one person to survive. And the QC had to calculate the probability, as it always does, who should receive that life-saving breath. No judgment, no reading tea leaves, just pure data analysis to give the answer to one simple question. Who had the biggest chances of completing the mission?
And it was.
Yes. The math pointed to you.
How do you know all this?
Because you know it. You always did. But you were so focused on your mistakes.
I was busy making tough decisions and figuring out how to avoid bad choices.
What is a bad choice, really? You feel you could have made a lot of different decisions in your life. But without those choices, good or bad, you wouldn't be who you are. The person with the best chance to pull it off. Maybe it's not you who needs to change, but your perspective. Mistakes can have good consequences too, you know.
Like what? Letting my altar split?
Maybe. Conflicts can open new, unexpected paths.
What do you mean?
Find and follow your disobedient side. You've spent a lot of time on this planet escaping the sun, facing the darkness. Maybe it's time you started looking through the darkness and notice the light.
The light? What light? Hey.
Okay.
Looks like I'm back. It does. And well, you're cognizant. You've been shaking on that bed for an hour. I was honestly worried about the choice of settings I applied in that program. No. I think you did everything right. So, did it work? You look the same. Did anything change? Yeah, to be honest. Everything's different. Just not the way I expected. So, what happened? I met myself. Another one? No, not like you. He was me, but he knew things.
Das, was
Things
viral
I
geht.
probably always
Deine
knew, but
Rechtschreibung?
didn't see somehow. It's called the subconscious, Jan. Yeah, I guess it is. So, my subconscious told me that instead of trying to fix my old life, I should try and take something good from what I messed up. It was very comforting. I'm sure it was. Did your subconscious by any chance mention how we could get out of here? Yeah. We should look for the rebels. The rebels. Do you really believe they're still alive? My subconscious seems to believe it. Well, that vehicle is definitely more maneuverable than our base. He said something about noticing the light. That make any sense to you?
Und was dann?
Seriously? We risk everything to alter your mind, and all you come back with is a cliched epiphany about following the light? Doesn't the tur emit any light? Well, probably. But in case you haven't noticed, there's a sandstorm raging outside. We'd never be able to see anything, even if we had the most high-end... Wait a minute. What? Tell me. Low-frequency electromagnetic waves detection. Oh, now you're confusing me. That could be it. Yeah, the navigation system. It can be switched into an auxiliary mode, tracing any interferences in electromagnetic wavelength. And that means if there was a source of artificial light somewhere nearby, the sensors could be able to locate it. And follow it. Right. If the technician really did find a way through the storm, and the tur vehicle is not too far away, it could be worth a try. Your subconscious might actually be a genius. Well, you never doubted that, did you?
Ich glaube, es wird gerade ernsthaft nur peinlich, weil du das so lange in die Länge ziehst. Ich glaube, die wenigsten wissen, wie man Baguette schreibt. Muss ich jetzt einfach nur schlafen gehen? Nee. Stell das Navigationssystem der Basis so ein, dass es die Lichtquelle verfolgt.
We're out of the storm. I don't want to be disproportionately enthusiastic, but it seems like our idea worked. Our idea? Yes. We brainstormed, didn't we? Sure. Shouldn't it be here? The exploration vehicle? We're close to the rendezvous point. It can't be far. Hello, Jan. Hello, this is Jan Dolsky.
Jan, you're alive. Well, thank goodness. We'd lost hope completely. Now, let's get you out of there. I want a full rundown of the situation.
Well, there was a sandstorm and all kinds of trouble. But I'm back online, and I think I'm finally at my destination. Are you in charge of the rescue now?
Yes, I am. Dr. Maxwell will not be a problem anymore. He's been discharged from his duties with immediate effect.
What about Lucas?
Mr. Pena displayed a reprehensible lack of loyalty to his employer, and he will suffer the consequences. For the time being, we've cut all communications with his station. A replacement is on the way. Of course, he'd been Maxwell's close associate for a long time. We could have predicted that if one goes astray, the other would follow. In a way, I can imagine how dealing with both of them might have had a seductive effect on you. But personally, I have to say, it breaks my heart that you let them pull you into that lunacy.
I was only following orders from Maxwell. I thought he was representing the corporation. Until I found out he wasn't. But then he threatened me. There was really not much I could do.
Let's leave those explanations, feasible or not, for later. The details of your mission will be subject to a thorough investigation, and I'm sure you'll get a chance to speak up for yourself. You should know, however, that Dr. Maxwell was trying to use you and the success of your mission to revive a regrettable procedure.
Yeah, I suspected as much.
So, I suppose that means he shared some of those pseudo-philosophical ideas of his with you. I'm sure he never told you the truth about why we shut down his hideous experiments.
He and Lucas shared a theory about it.
Let me guess. Was it a heart-wrenching tale of how the corporation didn't acknowledge a true genius?
Can you just tell me your version?
It's not a version. It's what actually happened. Facts easily verifiable, if you ever had the need to do it. Of course, the details of the case have never been disclosed to the public. No wonder. It would make the company look very bad if it ever got out.
So what happened?
One of Maxwell's test subjects, a soldier, ran away from his lab and committed suicide in one of our offices. Although the word suicide doesn't quite give the act proper justice, he basically ripped himself to pieces with his bare hands. People were watching. Security cameras caught it. Otherwise, I would never have believed it.
What? But why?
Exactly. Why? Turns out there was a lot going on in Maxwell's lab we didn't know about. He altered people's minds as if they were machines. Made them switch personalities. Enforced inconsistent memories on them, only to erase them and try again. Every time, the procedure left a trace in those soldiers' minds. Left them more and more confused about who they are. His documentation revealed horrendous things. Records of overlapping flashes from contradictory realities. Nightmares, panic attacks, identity disorders. None of it ever reported by Maxwell. He kept the truth hidden so that he could continue his work, no matter what the cost. Driven by some irrational obsession to enhance the human cognitive system.
Wait, so why the hell is he still working for you? Shouldn't he have faced trial for all that?
Of course he should, in a perfect world. But when the stakes are high, nothing's simple, Jan. If you've spent years building a company's reputation, you cannot afford to lose it overnight because of one rogue individual. Trust me. The situation was handled with utmost delicacy. The veterans were placed in mental health institutions, where they received professional help, and their families received fair compensation.
And Maxwell got demoted to mining ops.
Apparently, that was not enough to contain him. Given the first chance, he decided to resurrect his project without permission. With you as his unknowing assistant.
That's just sheer madness, and to think he tried to convince me to trust him. I'm so glad I didn't.
He convinced you into enough wrongdoing. Creating those copies of yourself. It is a prohibited act, both by law and the rules of bioethics. But I know you were coaxed to do it. And whatever your true motives, it did help you secure Rapidium. That's why I am giving you a chance to redeem yourself. Forget about Maxwell. Wipe the slate clean. From now on, you're to follow my instructions closely. Mine and only mine. And we'll have no secrets from each other anymore. Do we have a deal?
Just get me out of here.
Of course. I'll need you to do two things for me. One, construct a beacon for the rescue ship, so that they can locate you precisely.
And two?
Two is a little more complicated. You see, the rescue team cannot find out about your alters, as you call them.
What? Why?
Safety reasons. You know how it is. The more pairs of eyes see them, the more mouths will need to be controlled. And if the public is to be informed about this byproduct of your mission, it is best that it happens by means of an official corporate communication channel. It's enough that your ex-wife knows, and now also Dr. Paulson, it seems.
Paulson? Who is this guy anyway?
One of our top bioengineers. Don't ask me how Lena managed to get him involved in curing those creations of yours.
I never asked for that.
Don't worry. We'll keep them both out of the way during your trial. But trust me, it's better for everyone if no more people find out. So, you'll have to smuggle your alters onto the ship somehow.
And how am I supposed to do that?
Remember, the rescue team will be fully committed to retrieving Rapidium. They do not expect to find anyone other than you down there. So all you need to do is be smart about it and use their distraction to your advantage. Fail to fulfill those conditions and I cannot guarantee the safety of your companions.
Seriously?
I've received information about the time of the rescue ship's arrival. They will land just before the sun rises on your planet. So, it will need to be a swift and well-organized boarding procedure. I'll contact you again shortly before they arrive. Start with setting up that beacon. And let's make history together, Jan.
Okay. Eine Sache interessiert mich jetzt auf jeden Fall. Und zwar... nee, warte, ich muss hier hin, ne? Nee. Wo ist nochmal dieser Quantencomputer? Hier. Okay. Die Plätze sind trotzdem noch maximiert. Das heißt, ich muss jetzt den Rest des Spiels wahrscheinlich mit 3 Alters auskommen. Klingt, als würde das letzte Kapitel nicht ganz so lang werden. Aber das letzte Kapitel ist verdammt depressiv. Ich hätte es jetzt eh nicht mehr heute beendet. Zeitlich wird das eh schwer, aber ich glaube, ich brauche auch eine Pause. Ich muss es verarbeiten. Ist ja furchtbar. Das ist gut gemacht, aber es ist furchtbar. So, alle wollen mit mir reden. Zeit ist aber, läuft aber schon weiter inzwischen.
I was wondering, aren't we getting any signal from the tour vehicle? We are, but it's ambiguous and very faint. It seems to be close by, but I'm unable to establish its exact location. So, you'll need to find it on your own. Fine. I'll take a look around. Good. We don't really know why we were lured here. Lured? You don't mean... Look, it's the technician we're talking about. An unstable, frustrated, resentful version of us. Whatever survival strategy he's boiled up, we'd better have a heads up. The only way to guarantee that is to locate that vehicle. Maybe they left some analog tracks? Just be careful.
Da bin ich auch super gespannt, wenn wir die nochmal finden sollten.
I should look for the rebels. Who knows where they went?
Was dann noch so passiert.
So, this is it. The last stretch. How are you doing? I'm pretty excited and anxious. I mean, you know, this is what I've been waiting for. Going back to Earth, being closer to Lena. We're so close. I need to focus. Is that really it? We're going back home soon. Any thoughts? It's been a ride. And we're all heading back to the place we were running away from. Every one of us for a different reason. At least that's what should be happening. We should all be going back.
Okay, wie sieht's denn mit den Zuweisungen aus? Eigentlich müsste ja jemand sich um die Reparatur von Sachen kümmern, ne? Wir haben nicht ganz so viele Mahlzeiten mehr, aber wir müssen ja auch weniger Leute ernähren. Materialien haben wir soweit behalten, scheinbar. Finde ich gut. Der Wissenschaftler forscht am besten weiter. Den Signalturm, der ist relativ günstig. Brauchen wir nur einen davon? Ich denke, ich setze den Arzt nochmal in die Werkstatt. Das ist, glaube ich, das Sinnvollste gerade. Und die Lecks fangen wieder an. Und sie sind wieder weg. Das Spiel sieht auch unglaublich hübsch aus. Also ich verstehe, warum es laggt. Was ist denn da? Ist das ein Bug? Ist das ein Teil, was ich auf der Map vorher nicht aufgesammelt habe? Was da einfach dann nicht entladen wurde? Als ob ich hier nichts machen kann. Mir gefällt auf jeden Fall, wie stark sich die Gebiete voneinander unterscheiden. Jetzt fängt er wieder an zu sliden.
Tire tracks. It must be the tour vehicle. At least I know which way they went.
I'm done here. Should I do this now?
Der Wissenschaftler ist schon fertig. Spannend. Dann machen wir das hier. Geh weg von mir. Hier ist nicht mal was, okay. Sah so aus. Ach so, da sind schon wieder Felsen oben. Ja gut. Au, 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 au.
Nice. I don't know that movie.
Was bist du denn? Ich finde das super faszinierend, wie mein Mikrofon beim Schlucken anspringt. Etwas, was ich selbst nicht mal höre, so leise wie das ist. Also wenn ich einfach Speichel runterschlucke, dann schlägt mein Mikro aus. Ich hoffe, das hört man nicht allzu laut. Ich meine, der Spielton, der ist ja noch, der liegt ja noch drüber.
Holy fuck. What's happening to me?
Okay, wenigstens laufe ich im Kreis, dann bin ich nämlich gleich wieder an der Base. Ja, immerhin. Wenn es zu krass gewesen wäre, hättest du wahrscheinlich auch Bescheid gesagt, aber ich fand das halt wirklich nur interessant zu beobachten, dass das so oft passiert. Gott! Ich suche doch nur nach einem Ausgang. Da ist eine Wand, wo ich hoch kann, aber dafür muss ich auch eine Batterie wieder benutzen. Batterie. Wobei, ich habe doch... Oh Gott, das ist auch kostenlos inzwischen. Verpeilt. Der erste Tag so unproduktiv wie immer. Hier ist einfach nur der Abgrund. Hier gibt es nichts zu finden, nicht mal ein Secret oder so. Ich meine, das sieht schon schön aus hier, aber dass hier spielerisch nichts ist, außer der Tod. Wieso kann ich da nicht rein? Ach so.
You wanted to talk. Are you feeling better about your memories? Yeah, almost. I've been thinking about all this. The purpose of my life. I have to say it's not easy, even if you give it time. And there's one thing that could help me feel more grounded. My tattoo. Remember? First thing I noticed when I woke up. I'm really missing it. Do you think there's a way I could recreate it? Man, I'd love to get me a tattoo as well, but do you seriously think I'd know how to do it? I mean, I'm useless at drawing. Besides, you don't really think we have the proper equipment in here. Come on, Jan. You're being creative about a lot of things in here. And I'm sure some of us know how to draw. It's not just any tattoo. It was part of my identity, and I feel incomplete without it. What was it? Sisyphus. The Greek hero who rolled a stone up a hill over and over again. I can see why you identified with him. Being a medical aid worker in a hunger-stricken region must have been tough. I did identify with him, but for a different reason. You see, my life took the form of repetitive cycles too, just like his. For some time, I felt I was making a great effort rolling that stone up the hill, gaining ground in the everlasting race to become a better man, when suddenly something would always happen to diminish all those efforts. Make me loathe myself again. Drop that stone back to the foot of the hill. Damn. You're haunted by the same insecurities as the rest of us. You say I should be proud of saving Mom's life. What if I told you there was nothing noble about what I did? What do you mean? One day, out of the blue, Dad just appeared in my office. I was a young doctor then, and we'd been estranged for years. Turned out Mom wasn't feeling well. And since there was a long waiting line to a specialist, he thought he could use my connections. Just like that. You know our parents couldn't afford private health insurance, and going through the public system would take ages. So, Father thought I could sweet-talk a senior doctor or two. Seems like a sound request from the parents of a doctor. Yeah, but I didn't become a doctor to make my parents happy. I wanted to follow Edgar's suit. Be true to his ideals. He was the one who raised me. I was working for a community hospital, And I promised myself to be unbiased, never to put any patient before another, no matter how unwanted or self-destructive they were. But I broke that promise. I did exactly what I swore I'd never do. I failed them. And I failed myself. Are you out of your mind? You saved her life. How can you feel guilty for that? When someone ODs in front of you and you give them a shot of naloxone on time, that's when you saved their life. The doctors who treated her saved her life. All I did was go to dinners and play a few rounds of golf with people whose work ethic I despised. Of course, I was glad she lived, but still I felt so weak, so worthless. Edgar never said anything, but he was disappointed with me, all right. That's why you went away to the other side of the world? To prove that you were strong? I was confused, and I wanted to feel free from any personal obligations, feelings, judgments. But I fell in love with the mayor's wife. She was the head of the charity organization I worked for. Long story short, I ended up destroying a family and blowing up a respected charity, so there you have it. The walking ideal. Wow. So, you're human after all. Please don't rub it in. Imagine carrying all that guilt inside of you just to learn that the only positive outcome of it all, Mom's life, ain't even true. Just give me my Sisyphus back, okay? So, the doc wants me to recreate his missing tattoo, but I'm not sure how to go about it. You think you could help? It should portray the Greek hero Sisyphus. Oh, the one who rolled a rock up the hill incessantly. Not bad for a tattoo. I'm not a professional artist, but I wasn't bad at art in school, so I suppose I could give you a simple design. Or maybe the others have more experience in graphic stuff. You could ask around. So, the doc wants me to recreate his missing tattoo.
Kaum mehr Konzentration. Ich bin nicht müde, aber ich kann den Gesprächen kaum mehr folgen. Das ist so viel Input. Diese ganzen Dialoge, ich glaube von 7,5, 8 Stunden Stream waren irgendwie 6, 7 Stunden nur Dialog gefühlt. Ich habe wirklich Interesse daran, den Gesprächen zuzuhören, so, aber langsam keine Konzentration mehr.
I thought you'd like to know that I ran into a completely new kind of anomaly. First thing that came to my mind was that it's some sort of a prism distortion. Really? What gave you that thought? Well, it behaved as if the reality around me suddenly split up into many different fragments. Wise of you to bring it to me. Any observations on interaction?
Well, it didn't seem to do anything specific to me physically. No radiation. But it sure was messing with my brain. Felt as if I was in several different places at once.
In a way, you might have been.
Huh? You mean?
Remember how I told you that anomalies are places where our world intersects with the integral? Well, what you're describing suggests a distortion in which it comes into contact with not one, but many proximity planes. Entering it is likely to evoke a sensation of being in several parallel realities at the same time. Calling it a prism is accurate, because it refracts your consciousness into many simultaneous states.
Neat. Who needs altering, huh?
Take it easy. It's just a sensation. You'd best not spend too much time inside them. Plus, I suppose it must make exploration very inconvenient.
Can I destroy them like the others?
Du hast sie schon zerstört.
You just need to locate all of its cores and take them down one by one.
All right. Thanks for the tip. So, I have a tattoo design for you. Oh, really? Can I see it? Turned out we have some real artists in the base. Check this out. Wow. Oh, that is nice. Even nicer than my old one. Thank you, man. Let's get it done.
...15 Stunden, ja, vergiss es. Das mache ich nicht. Jetzt will der schon wieder mit mir reden.
Hey, man. I noticed you've been down lately. Well, nobody can be happy all the time. No, but, I'd like to help.
What do you normally do to feel better?
I have a pile of books that always help me set my mind to something pleasant. Ironic as it may be, some of my favorite stories take place on distant planets.
So, I guess we can consider you an expert in all things extraterrestrial.
Oh, I assure you, I'm not. But based on what I read, if I were to choose one vegetable to grow in a hostile environment, it would be a potato. That's potentially life-saving knowledge.
Okay. Das klingt nach Ende erstmal.